starts now. Next group is on track for the Bandolero Outlaws. First group from this particular classification. Green flag is out. Axel Oldenhoff is 29. The 11 is Carter Stein. Bristol Monroe is in the 8, and first lap is in for all three. Oldenhoff currently fastest overall with those three in the 29 car to 15.411. That will be the lap to beat for all the competitors here in the Outlaw Division. These the kids, as you may have surmised, 12 years of age and older. Since first group was 7 to 11, these are the kids 12 and up. And I emphasize they might not necessarily, well, let me back up. I emphasize the 12 and up. We have seen full-size adults in these Bandoleros. A couple of competitors in the past actually had some of their parents competing with them in the Outlaw Division, which was pretty cool. So we emphasize the and up. Landon Burbage on track. That's the white, blue, and green number 3 car. Burbage currently 4th in the national points. 54 markers out of the lead. Still some time left in the national points season to make up the difference, but the guy he's chasing is immediately behind him on the racetrack. That is the blue number 9 of TJ Moon. Currently scored with a perfect 1,900-point season. And lap number 1 for TJ Moon puts him on top of the board above Landon Burbage. Lincoln Johnson also on track in the 000. Johnson goes P3 on his first trip around the quarter mile here at the Hawkeye Downs Speedway. Second trip around Moon, slightly faster at 15.117. Johnson jumps to second, and Landon Burbage a little bit slower his second trip around, so he will currently stay position number 3. Well, that's one way to start off your weekend. If you're TJ Moon, come out, lay down the heater. You were currently P1. Albeit you've got a lot of drivers to try to outlast. Another dozen or so to go.
All right, guys, get up to speed. Good luck.
We'll see what happens in this one. Next cars on track, including Dutch Vanderwall, the number 2. Sharp-looking car. So it works its way off turns 3 and 4, using all the racetrack on turn 4 exit. Also out there, the 24M of Blake Michael. He currently, his warm-up lap puts him 8th fastest overall. Vanderwall's warm-up lap puts him 9th fastest overall. Those two are going to encounter each other, and hopefully doesn't affect either one of their laps in this particular instance. They are both able to improve on the warm-up lap. And third car in the group currently on track. This is the number 11. Actually, that is Ethan. That's the 110. Ethan Jensen, I believe that is, on track.
All right, sorry.
Either way, they are all still chasing TJ Moon at the top of the field. The 15.117 second lap.
All right, drivers, come out hard, come out fast, get yourself spread out. Give yourself plenty of room in front of the car in front of you. Get spread out, go hard and go fast.
Next group on track, including Aspen Lang in the number 12. It's a beautiful car. I don't know if you'll call it blue or purple or whatever it is, but it looks purple to me, but it's a pretty car crossing the line. Liam Hammond also on track, now on the clock, and the black number 60, hang on to it. Gets it crossed up, gets it back on the pavement, and that might warrant the yellow.
Yellow.
See if he gets rolling. Looks like caution flag is, in fact, out.
All right, drivers. Back off of
so green is back out. We'll resume this qualification session.
12, go around the 60. Go around the 60. 12, get around the 60. There you go.
Other car on track, the 57 of Peyton Harbison.
Scores got you this time.
The Cincinnati Bengal colored car. It's football season. We got to make that kind of reference, right? It's the white and orange Tiger. Well, at that one point in that car's life, I think it was Tiger striped. I think it's just white and orange now. Good-looking piece, no doubt. As they'll work around and complete their laps. Lane currently 6th fastest overall to 15.686. Harbison right behind at a 15.888 for position number 7. And Hammond currently scored, well, check that. He'll move into 7th, will Liam, to a 15.784. Lang also picks up the second trip around, now cracking the top 5 at a 15.453. Next handful of cars making their way on track. As the Canadian driver, Mandy Lee, on the speedway. Might call the Maritimes home, but been told they've basically uprooted to the Carolinas, more or less, to play with race cars. Can't blame them. Not a bad idea. Bryson Nichols also on track. That's him in the white number 80 going by Mandy Lee. White flag is out for Nichols and Lee. And lap number 1 for Bryson Nichols. He's not going to like that. 9th fastest overall at a 16.077. That is a long way off from his closest competitor, TJ Moon. Second trip around, much better for Bryson Nichols. 3rd fastest overall at a 15.239. Mandy Lee also improves up to position number 10 at a 15.964.
Come out hard, come out fast.
Just like that, final 3 or 4 cars should be rolling out. There's Colt Johnson, driver out of the Nashville, Tennessee area. We're going to get some heat in the tires as Colt. Currently 12th in the national points. Spent a lot of time racing at the fairgrounds, raced at Charlotte over the Cookout Summer Shootout, and elsewhere around the southeast in that general region. Colt is on the clock, as is the number 7. That is Claire Stein, making her way around in the the white and purple numeraled 7. And the third and final car that was slated to roll in this group was the Moo car. Liam Pellizzeri. I do not see her on the racetrack. Must be making a cowtail run. Hopefully, whatever was wrong with that car, they can get that fixed and ready to go. As this session has concluded, and Colt Johnson, 33 1,000ths of a second shy of quick time. What a lap by Colt Johnson. Going to give TJ Moon a run for his money if that is any indication. But it is Moon, Johnson, Colton Lincoln in that order. Bryson Nichols and Landon Burbage. That's virtually the top 4 in points, all right there under a blanket. Axel Odenhoff, Aspen Lang, Carter Stein, Liam Hammond, and Peyton Harbison round out the top 10. The rest of the starters in the Outlaw feature coming up later tonight, or this evening, I guess I should say. Mandy Lee starts 11th. Ethan Jensen, 12th. Claire Stein, 13th fastest. Bristol Monroe, 14th. And it's Blake Michael, Dutch Vanderwall, and Lily Impelizzeri.
Drivers, welcome to the Speedway for your 20-lap main event. When we start this race, we start there and turn forward where the 2 cones are. Have fun, be safe, race hard, race clean, respect each other's equipment. It'll be 1 and wait this time by, 1 and wait.
So it'll be 1 to go as you hear there, and the wave. I'm so jacked up for this one. That Bandit race was so good. This Outlaw race should be just as good, if not better. Through turns 3 and 4, TJ Moon leads him through the restart box. Green flag is out. Moon leads lap number 1. It's Colt Johnson, Lincoln Johnson, and everybody else. It's Colt riding the high side, trying to rim ride in that black and green 24 car. Gets the spot for now, but man, he is on the edge of control. That car broke loose on him for just a moment. Had his hands full. All of this early in the going, allowing TJ Moon to walk away from the field. There's Landon Burbage in the number 3 car. Burbage also in the thick of the national points in this one. Currently being scored 4th in points, 4th on the racetrack, just 54 markers out of the point lead. Behind him, you see him there side by side as well. Bryson Nichols in the bottom of the racetrack. We saw peep in the shot for just a moment in the 80 car. He's trying to work his way forward around Axel Oldenhoff. And you see that fight. And they have now closed up on Colt Johnson, who is falling back. Whoa, watch out, Nichols. Sideways off turn number 2. Reopens the door for Axel Oldenhoff. Meanwhile, for second, look at this. Landon Burbage has found his sea legs, and he is starting to swim. He has reeled in Lincoln Johnson for second. And now further back again for the 5th spot. There's racing everywhere in this one.
2, the leaders are coming. I need you to hold your line.
Bryson
on the
Nichols
bottom.
underneath Oldenhoff
2,
one more
hold your
time.
line on the bottom.
That'll put Nichols up to P5. Remember, Nichols is just 3 points behind TJ Moon, the current race leader. Now, this race likely will not affect the current points entering tomorrow amongst those two, as they both have their national qualifiers. Problems, turn number 2. Vanderwall goes around. He was just ahead of the leader, TJ Moon. So Vanderwall puts it the wrong way through the spin cycle. And we will put the pause button on this one with 9 laps complete and 11 laps remaining.
2 car will be the penalized car. Here is your lineup. 9 inside, 0, 0, 0 out, 3 inside, 24 out, 80 in, 29 out, 12 in, 11 out, 60 in, 57 out, 110 in, 24 M out, 41 in, 8 out, 7 in, 2 out.
Front row, drag your feet here. We'll get it split bunched up. Front row, drag your feet here.
So you hear race control trying to maybe go 1 to go this time, thinking everybody lined up, and there you see the flag in the flag stand. Furled and ready to go, meaning next time by it'll be waving and we will be off and racing.
Lights will be out on the back straightaway. Don't do it to start, so.
TJ Moon, once again the leader. He is left on the outside of this one. That's the blue number 9 through the restart box. Green flag is out. TJ Moon. And that's why his name Moon, because it's been a sunset for a lot of people behind him when he gets out front. Look at this behind him. Colt Johnson up the middle. Lincoln Johnson did not get a great start. He has lost about 4 spots in this one. Landon Burbage now up to 2nd. Bryson Nichols is 3rd. And problems for Colt Johnson on the back straightaway. Johnson has slowed. His hand was out the window briefly. Looks like the other 24 just about lost it too, but Colt Johnson back and rolling. We stay green. Man, what a moment for Colt Johnson. All that has allowed the top 6 or 7 cars to get settled out and start to pull away. And the calmest we've seen it up front for quite a while in this one. Fight for 4th now, starting to brew. Lincoln Johnson underneath of Axel Oldenhoff. Johnson going to get that spot. Oldenhoff also, in fact, he and Johnson both in the thick of it for their own national point fight, just separated by 6 markers coming into this one. We'll see Colt Johnson pick up yet another spot further back in the field. There is TJ Moon down the back stretch. And you'll notice there's a white nose starting to poke in the picture. There is Landon Burbage.
Yellow.
And caution is out. Burbage was reeling in TJ Moon about a half a tenth a lap. And that yellow is going to change everything. Bristol Monroe around over in turn number 2.
Drivers, 8 will be your penalized car. Please fall to the rear. Your lineup will be 9 in, 3 out, 80 in, 0, 0, 0 out, 29 in, 12 out, 11 in, 24 out, 60 in, 57 out, 110 in, 24 M out, 41 in, 7 out, 2 in, 8 out.
All right, drivers, we have 4 laps remain. 4 laps remain. There'll be 1 to go here at the flag stand.
Here, race control. Those of you watching on USLCI TV, giving the instructions to the drivers and telling them 1 to go this time by with 4 laps remaining.
Lights will be out on the back straightaway.
Can Landon Burbage get a restart on TJ Moon? That has been a tough and tall order to beat that 9 car in a restart this season. It's been done, but it's not been easy. Bryson Nichols has been one of the ones to do it, and he'll start 3rd in this one. That's the 80 car inside row number 2. Bumper to bumper, side by side, down through turns 3 and 4. TJ Moon gets a little bit of a shove from Bryson Nichols. Green flag is out. Burbage loses a spot on the restart. And here comes Oldenhoff. He wants 3rd. Same for Lincoln Johnson. He wants to improve a spot. A little further back, there's Colt Johnson trying to pick up spots after his misfortune earlier. Currently being shown about the 6th spot. Waving green for the flag stand. That means 2 laps to go. And no surprise, the 2 national point contenders are the 2 at the front of the field in this national qualifier. TJ Moon, the blue number 9 to the white flag. Bryson Nichols, 3. Oh, yellow is out. Problems for Claire Stein in turn number 2. It looks like we may get a restart in this one. Oh, boy.
All right, guys, 9 is the winner. Our white flag was out.
And there you hear it from race control. The white flag had been displayed and taken by the leader. Therefore, this race is over. TJ Moon is the winner of day 1 of Bandolero Nationals for the Outlaws in this national qualifier. He'll add another 100-point national qualifier to his list of accomplishments this season. Only one of them count towards the national championship, but guess what? The trophies still look pretty on the mantle. He'll take this one and put it up there with all the other ones this season with TJ Moon. And, man, what a precursor, what a preview, and what a day of racing here at the Hawkeye Down Speedway. Cannot wait for tomorrow afternoon. Airtime on US Legend Cars TV, 2 p.m. Central Time, as TJ Moon climbs out. And the families and the crews make their way back to the pit area. Of course, tomorrow grandstands are open here at the Cedar Rapids half mile that is the Hawkeye Down Speedway. And they are in for a fantastic treat of racing if today is any indication. Look at that, shouting and cheering in the grandstands down here. But that's going to do it. TJ Moon going to take the photos in Victory Lane in the Green State Credit Union photo op. And just like that, we will say thanks for tuning in here on U.S. Legend Cars TV. Is it tomorrow yet? Oh, boy, we cannot wait. Bandolero Nationals, the championship events roll off tomorrow afternoon here at the Hawkeye Down Speedway, again, 2 p.m. Central Time. Make your plans to join us here at Hawkeye Down Speedway for what promises to be a fun afternoon of racing action. Until then, on behalf of the entire crew here at the Hawkeye Down Speedway, the folks from U.S. Legend Cars International, my name's Tony Stevens saying good evening. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow here at the races at the Hawkeye Down Speedway.